It's known as one of the loudest stadiums in sports for a reason. And it'll only get louder as the collective 12th man starts cheering for their Seahawks. Welcome to Lumen Field in Seattle. Coming up, a highly anticipated contest between the Indianapolis Colts and the Seattle Seahawks. Michael Dixon with the honor of getting us started, and we're underway from Seattle. On the return, here's Anthony Gould. Showing a little burst so far. He's racing past midfield. Space, left sideline, and he's off to the races. And he does! Touchdown! Well, when it's set up perfectly, Brock, and you get an exciting return man back there fielding it, wow, there are not many plays in football more exciting than taking a kick back for 6.
Find those blockers, follow those blockers, and then step on the gas. So simple for me to describe, yet so tough to execute on the field.
What do you think, Brock? Can we get dueling kick return touchdowns, huh? Let's find out. The kick is away. Starting from the 5. And this drive will start inside the 25. Let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Kenneth Walker gets it for the first time. And that's only 1 yard up the middle. It's going to be 2nd down.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on 2nd.
Following that little 2-yard run, it's 2nd and 8.
Here we go. 18 Rebels.
Milroe from the gun. That's caught. Rashid Shaheed makes the play. And he's going to have this up near the 40, just a little bit short of it. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
That's a statement throw right there. A statement throw that lets the opposing defense know it's not just going to be check down Charlie today. They're going to be willing to push the ball down the field, and this defense better respond.
So fresh set of downs now from the 39. Milroe with it on first. It is caught left side. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47.
I feel so bad. I really do. And I don't mean this sarcastically, Kate. I feel bad for these guys in coverage. I don't know how you defend some of these players today because they get that drag route, they get one step inside of you. Well, there's very little you can do other than make the tackle.
Offense is set. This is 2nd and 2. Give up the gut to Walker. And what a hit there. Ouch, she faced the press for moving the chains that time.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know. And you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, really break the backs of a defense.
Let's see how they attack this first down, partner, from the 45.
Come on. Set. Liking it. Ready.
This is Alvin Kamara with it. And he's able to manage a couple on that run.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
After the 3-yard pickup, it's 2nd and 7.
60 Eagles. Ready, right?
From the gun, Milroe. That's a catch. Jackson Smith and Jigba. And he's down to the 36 with almost enough for that first down.
It takes a certain level of fearlessness, craziness to work over the middle of the field in this league. You're fighting through guys as you go, and all the while you know you could take a lick at any time.
Ready. Let go.
Design run. Here's Milroe. And this defense is going to win this round. They hold strong there in the middle, get him down right at the line. 4th down coming up.
No gain on the play.
70 Timberwolves.
4th down.
19 Tiger.
Trying for it with Milroe. He's got Smith and Jigba for the catch. He's going to be stopped, but not before dealing some damage. He's down to the 12. They come through massive gain there on fourth down, give him 24 yards, and most importantly, that first down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Working inside the red zone. This one's caught. That's a Seattle touchdown. The Seahawks put up points to begin the game. Now they'll try to knock the extra point through. Good on the extra point attempt. And the Seahawks respond with 7 of their own to tie it here early. So we've got a tie ball game now as they send this away. And he got all of that one out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
So it's good field position for the Colts as they get set, 1st and 10.
Let's go now. Ready?
Here's the first carry for Jonathan Taylor. Starts out this drive with a nice gain of 8, 2nd down.
Cool thing about a drive starting run like that, Kate, is it really just gives you every opportunity in the playbook, whatever you want to do. But as for me, I like to reward that run. Give it to him again and see if he can get you a new set of downs.
2nd down carry for Taylor. A lot of space ahead. And they're on him to send him out right before he gets to that 30-yard line. Give him 24 on that play. And that is good for an Indianapolis first down.
24-yard gain on the
Play action. It's Richardson. And the downfield call is going to go unanswered. Defender saw to that. That incompletion means it's 2nd down. Went for that big shot. They wanted to get that highlight the first time they touched the football.
Now, this group likes to be aggressive. An early incompletion's not going to deter them. Sharpshooters, they don't stop shooting threes because of one brick, and they won't stop pushing this ball down the field either.
Has him on the quick hitter. And they haul him down just a foot or two shy of the red zone. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And it'll be first down Colts.
Ready?
Play fake. It's Richardson. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Richardson will do it himself. And they'll start some work to do now on 3rd down as he only manages to get back to the line of scrimmage.
It's a loss of a yard. And it's
Come on. Come back in. Come.
Here he goes, 3rd and long. Completed over the middle. And he'll go down here at the 16.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
All right, so they're going for this. I like this being aggressive from the get-go on their opening drive.
19, 5 in.
Now Richardson on 4th down. Pass brought in by Slayton. Touchdown, Indianapolis. The Colts finish up their opening drive. Extra point attempt coming up. The point after splits the uprights. And the Colts take the lead here, 14-7 in the first.
Seahawks 7.
The Colts ready to kick this one away, and away we go once more. Fields this one at the 3. Only manages to get this back to the 20 before he's taken down.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Seahawks just about set. Here's 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Milrow. Connects on the crosser. And he's going to be brought down in enemy territory now at the 46. It's a massive 35-yard pickup. First down.
That's
No doubt they take a repeat of how this game began, Brock, and that play has them on their way towards it.
Scripting for success. They'll keep pressing the advantage, too, until some resistance has got to finally appear.
This is brought in. Big gain for Smith and Jigba. And the tackle quickly follows that catch as this one reaches the 23. So before they can get set and snap it, the clock runs out on quarter one. The Colts have taken the early lead. More from Lumen Field in just a minute. About set for the second quarter. Seahawks football here. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. And he's got it in the end zone for the Seattle touchdown. The Seahawks can tie it up in the second after cutting into the lead. Jackson Smith and Jigba with the touchdown. That one splits the uprights. And the Seahawks tie things up at 14. Now after tying this game up, they're all set to send her away. And he just sends this out and over the end zone, so no threat of a return. They're going to spot the ball up at the 35 to begin this drive. So it's good field position for the Colts as they get set, 1st and 10. Taylor gets it to begin the drive. And the power play up the gut only results in 2 yards.
That's the kind of yardage that's not going to kill this drive on the first play, but it does put you a little bit behind schedule. Now second down becomes critical because nobody wants a 3 and out.
Last run got him 3. Here's 2nd and 7.
60 Eagles, 60 Eagles. Cougar 19.
Throwing from the pistol, Richardson. That's brought in. It's his back, Jonathan Taylor. Won't find much there as it reaches the 41. Brought down by Reek Woolen.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
This is Cutts. That's Slayton. And they do get him down, but the damage is done. This gets down inside the 35-yard line. 1st and 10 from the 32. Now a toss play. Taylor. Not the way to begin a new set of downs, Brock, as they drop it behind the line. So some immediate revenge for that last play, Brock. I don't know. What do you think? Is it going to take away the pain from giving up that big run the prior play?
Not necessarily, because it really does take a group failure to give up a big run like that in the NFL, but it also takes a whole lot of teamwork to knock them behind the sticks. Job well done there.
That run good for 8. Now they've got 3rd down.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
There's a screen for Giddens. And they stop him. He's marked down along that 18-yard line. We have a timeout now for somebody shaken up on the previous play, and as they work on him, his teammates hoping this doesn't keep him out of the postseason. Low back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And not much for him there. He's down to the 15-yard line. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
It'll be this group's job watching the film to find all these plays. The ones that amount to really very little statistically, and identify what was needed to just make them a little bigger, stretch them further. Afterthought plays now, they could be the big gains of next week.
Catch made. He has the Indianapolis touchdown. The Colts take a second quarter lead. So, Brock, this offense starting to find its rhythm a bit as they finish things with a touchdown there to give them the lead.
And the key word there that you said is finish, because you want to have that mindset, even early in the game, that field goals aren't going to cut it. So that's great work to make sure they finish with 6 points.
The Colts ready to kick this one away, and away we go once more. He'll take this at the 10. First and 10 now from the 30.
Cardinals. 19 side. 19. 7 Pirates. 7 Pirates. Let's go.
To the air, Milrow. Looking downfield, snagged by Arroyo. And he has it into the red zone as he reaches that 20-yard line.
Just about every offense since the beginning of time, since the forward pass, Kate, has loved a tight end that can stretch the middle of the field. Man, I remember as a kid watching Kellen Winslow Sr. dice up right here between the hashes, and what a difference it can make for an offense.
And his perfect start is over. That's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
70 Ranger. 70 Ranger. Trap 60. Trap 60. Ready, ready.
Milrow throwing again now on second down. He finds Smith and Jigba right side. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line.
This is one of those kind of win-win situations. Both sides feel good. As an offense, I get a completion. I get a win. As a defense, I keep everything in front of me. I make the tackle for a short gain. I get a win, too. Sometimes you can get to win-win.
Milrow throwing on third down. Completes it again to Smith and Jigba. Touchdown, Seattle. The Seahawks can tie it up in the second after cutting into the lead. Jackson Smith and Jigba with the touchdown. His second scoring catch of the game. That's up and through for the point after. And the Seahawks tie this game at 21. So we've got a tie ball game now as they send this away. This will end up as a touchback.
First and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
So it's good field position for the Colts as they get set, first and 10. Right up the gut. They'll bring him down, but not before he picks up 7, Brock, to begin this drive.
Well, that run may not move the chains, Kate. That is such a confidence builder. Sets the tone for more play action, maybe more runs. That's exactly how you want to start a drive.
Play action with Richardson. And he wisely avoids contact, sliding down there. That play good enough for a first.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
Finds him over the middle. And they get this down to the 28. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs. Plenty of points already, partner, as we have reached the 2-minute warning. More from Lumen Fields coming right up. And keep this drive moving, partner. Here's another first and 10.
Cougar 19.
Richardson fires quickly at line. And he gets this forward to the 19.
Hey, you like these results on first. That completion right there, right in the window where all options are now available to you on second and that playbook wide open.
Just a yard left to go on second down.
79 Broncos.
Shotgun snap now to Richardson. He brings it in. And they're going to have first and goal, Brock, as he gets out of bounds right around the 9.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
4 downs now to get in. Here's first and goal. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And it's step 1 towards the goal line stand. Still going to need a couple more, though. Second and goal coming up. Working from the gun, it's Richardson. Throws caught. And he's forced out of bounds after a nice play there, but still, Brock, not enough to avoid third down.
It's now 3rd and goal.
Ready.
He's keeping it, gotta get it forward. And they stop him with just a 1-yard gain. That's going to make it 4th and short.
Well, these are the moments that I just live for up in the booth, man. What are you going to do as a play caller? You're going to go for it now? You're going to try to slam it in? Well, if so, you better get a whole lot more movement than he did right there.
Trying to throw for it with Richardson. And this is an Indianapolis touchdown. The Colts get some late points and the lead. Man, Brock, that defense held up 3 straight plays. They just couldn't come up with the one final stop they needed to get off the field.
And how about this offense? Courage of the offense to run it back for one more snap and make the adjustments on 4th and goal to finally punch it in. Quite the mini little chess match we just saw play out over those last 4 plays.
Here's a return from the 7. And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
All right, working from the gun to start. 1st and 10. From the gun, Milrow. Look at that power, deep left side. He's got it deep downfield. And he's going to get this to the opposing 41. The Seahawks calling for a timeout. They're 1st and 3. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
One thing we don't have in football is we don't have that radar gun. But if we did, Kate, this is the kind of throw. When you throw it that deep outside the numbers, it requires a serious fastball, serious arm strength, and he just showed it off.
Here's Milrow, 1st and 10. Shaheed, back-to-back plays. And he's got his guys into the red zone before someone can force him out. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that 1st down.
I'll be honest with you, Kate. As you grow and develop as a quarterback, your arm gets stronger. These comebacks can be one of your favorite throws in your arsenal. Because if you trust yourself and you throw it before that defender breaks, you know there's yards to be had on the perimeter.
Hawk 70, Hawk 70. Cup 19, Cup.
1st down throw here from Milrow. Getting out to his left. Oh, look at this. Here he goes. And he carries it in for the touchdown. The Seahawks earn the chance to tie it before halftime. That one right down the middle. And the Seahawks tie us up 28-all. Now after tying this game up, they're all set to center away. His return starts at the 5. And he's brought down inside the 20 on an uneventful effort.
At their own 19-yard line.
They've got 1st down here, but just 18 seconds to work with.
Ready. 70 Lions.
On the shotgun, it's Richardson. He put everything he had into this one. Well, his first real mistake, that's intercepted. Jeff Jones has got it. That is one of the longest throws we have or probably will see in this contest, partner. It's too bad it wound up in the hands of the defense on the interception.
You know, Kate, when I see throws like this, I see images of Bo Jackson back in the day. As a Kansas City Royal throwing Harold Reynolds out from the warning track. 300 feet in the air. He hung that baseball to gun down the runner at home plate. The difference here in football, you throw that ball up, that DB's also got to run 50-some yards, go up high point and make a play. That is just incredible defensive football.
7 Pirates, 7 Pirates. 60 Mavericks, 60 Mavericks. Ready, right?
One final shot before the half. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. That's halftime of this contest. We'll join both teams in taking a short break. More of the NFL on EA Sports in just a moment. Well, we're set up for an incredible second half. All tied as we kick it away here in quarter number 3. Has this at the 6. as he's brought down.
Well, we got ourselves quite a game today, a tie game coming into this third quarter. And what you're looking for is a little instant jolt of momentum coming out of the locker room. And that return might just be the spark that leads to that momentous fire.
Ready?
The Seahawks in good field position to start this drive off as they head up to the line. 1st and 10. Rowe from the gun. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Working across the middle, Brock. It is tough for anybody to make plays through all that mess, even when you're the biggest and baddest pass catcher on the roster.
But as a tight end, you're going to be disappointed because that's what you're paid to do. It's one thing for those undersized receivers you talk about. It's another one for these big tight ends. You are paid to make that catch through contact, and he couldn't do it.
Mustang 19. Ready?
2nd and 10. No row to throw. Completed over the middle. And they're going to bring him down just a moment before he's able to break it across midfield. An even 10-yard gain on the play. And that gives the Seahawks the first.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
50. 2. 18 Cardinal. 18 Cardinal. Ready?
Milroe with it on 1st. Catch is made down the right sideline. He's down inside the 40 before he's escorted out. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset. Fresh set of downs now from the 39. Still sticking with the passing game. It's incomplete to Kenneth Walker. And he'll be brought down at about the 29. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, 1st down.
At that down and distance, this group was pretty confident a screen would get him enough yards for the first, and it did. And so long as it keeps working like that, I bet you it'll be a go-to play for them when they need it the next time.
Cowboy 80. Here we go. Here we go. 60 Eagles. 60 Eagles. 18 Cardinal. 70 Rangers. 70 Rangers.
Shotgun now for Milroe. The ball's out. The ball's out. He lost it. And the Colts pick it up. Excellent return here as they get the football, and they're going to take over on the opposing side of midfield. So just like all touchdowns, all turnovers also reviewed, and they want to take another look at this one.
How about the quick thinking and the reaction from everybody on that side of the ball? See an opportunity to rip the ball free, and then everybody switches to offensive mode, creating space on that return. And now they're handing the ball to their teammates on a silver platter for a score.
Rowdy Lions. Get up. Go.
And a massive hit at the end of that play. Oh, baby. But he hangs on through it. Still able to get that 1st down.
And just in case this offense didn't have enough to contend with, now you got to worry about a quarterback that could do what he just did. Took the ball himself for a big run.
Coming to the line for another 1st and 10.
Ready? 18, 5, 19, start.
From the red zone on 1st. Into the hands of his running back, Walker. And he's brought down after a great gain. That's going to set up 1st and goal.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them at 1st down.
Go, cut. 6, Viking 18.
Throwing here, Milroe. And he's got it in the end zone for the Seattle touchdown. The Seahawks take the lead right away in half number 2. Kenneth Walker, the touchdown. That one splits the uprights. And the Seahawks break that tie and now lead by 7. Dixon to kick this one away. Doesn't like what he sees, so we got a touchback. They're going to begin this drive at the 35-yard line. So it's good field position for the Colts as they get set. 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground. Taylor. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8.
This offense is now
result in that last run. It's 2nd and 8. Throwing now, Richardson. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. That throw intended for Tyler Warren. That's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long. Here he goes, 3rd and long. Slayton over the middle. And the hit is made, so they bent to the competition, but they didn't break Brock as they force this 4th down.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, and you can make a play in the open field, keep it short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
First and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
Seattle getting everybody set. They've got 1st and 10.
70 Timberwolves.
First play of the drive. Here's Walker. Drops by the first guy he met. No gain on that 1st down run.
When you rush the passer, it's kind of like tracking down a runner. That same pass, same athleticism comes to life. He looked pretty good hunting his prey right there.
1st down run netted him nothing. Here is 2nd and 10.
Come on, come on.
Throwing from the gun here. Has him on the quick hitter. And they will finally catch up to him just a second before he can reach that 40. They got 21 yards on the play. And that means a fresh set of downs for Seattle. So fresh set of downs now from the 39.
First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
On the draw, it's Walker. And they were waiting for him on that draw, weren't they? They get him behind the line. That's going to bring up 2nd down. Their dominance against his ground game rolls on, Brock. Add another stop to what's going to be some real nice film for them to watch.
How many times you think in your lifetime, Kate, you've heard from a defensive coordinator, job number 1 is?
Stop the run.
And they've been doing it.
19 Lions.
Throwing now, out of the shotgun. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. So they opt for the shorter pass later in the progression on that play, Brock, but man, the defense took that away too.
Well, what they tell us yesterday in those production meetings, nothing comes easy. No easy completions from shots down the field to those checkdowns to the running back. Wanted to make this offense earn everything. They just did.
This is Cox. That's Walker. And he's going to have this one down to the 28. How about that play, Brock? On 3rd and 14, they find a way to convert. So the big play has him well into enemy territory and field goal range. They're inside the 30.
Here we go. Set. 60.
Milroe looking to throw. That won't be caught outright. It's incomplete. He's been a frequent target throughout this game, Brock. We've seen that coverage tighten up a little bit more on him every time the ball's thrown his way.
Well, hasn't taken him off the board completely. He's still beating them for some catches, but that heightened focus defensively does lead to moments like that one where what would normally be a catch falls incomplete.
Panther 11. Panther. Ready.
Milroe throwing again now on 2nd down. Oh, not like this. An interception ends that drive. And the Colts take possession as he makes his 4th interception of our season. So it's good field position for the Colts as they get set. 1st and 10. Throwing from the pistol, Richardson. Well, they took their shots, but unsuccessful on that 1st down throw. Swatted away by the defense.
I'll tell you what, Kate, challenging this guy in a close game, you are tempting fate. He got one hand on it. He gets 2. It could have gone the other way.
Back to the air. It's Richardson. Going with the screen to Taylor. Across midfield to the 45. And they'll finally get him down at the 37-yard line. They strike for 23 yards. And that is good for an Indianapolis 1st down. Shotgun snap now to Richardson. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Ball stays at that 37. Here's 2nd and 10. Straight ahead with Taylor. Ooh, and he is cracked at the tail end of that play. A good hit, but sure would have loved for it to have come earlier as he gets forward a bunch and gets him the first down. On the move, headed right. He doesn't slide down and he pays for it. A big shot sends him to the ground. Only 1 quarter remaining now in these teams' regular season. It's the Colts ball. They're down on the scoreboard, but things not out of hand yet. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Working from the gun, it's Richardson. Throwing the out route complete. And they take him out of bounds, which means his offense setting up for 1st and goal.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
At the 10-yard line.
They'll try and punch it in. And they take it across the goal line for an Indianapolis touchdown. The Colts now trail by just a point in the 4th. The kick is good, so this game now hinging on every possession as we're tied up in the 4th. So we've got a tie ball game now as they send this away. Returning it from the 4.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Seahawks just about set. Here's 1st and 10. Off the play fake, Milrow. Completes, it's Horton. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
You know, Kate, that really is one of the benefits that comes with experience. You'll feel it. Right? Look at the quarterback, never seeing the rush, never looking at the rush. Instead, eyes are downfield, and the big play follows.
Back to 60, back to 60. Ready.
Back now, pressure coming. Good play on the football defensively. He knocks it away, and that's going to bring up 3rd down.
You know, it's one thing to tell a quarterback not to telegraph a pass. It's quite another to fundamentally do the right things. You got to use your eyes to move defenders in this league, especially on your primary target.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down.
Bronco 80. 70 Lions. Ready.
From the gun, Milrow. He's got Smith and Jigba for the catch. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Move the chain! Gotta move them chains! More momentum. Keep that defense on its heels.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
New set of downs for them. They'll start at the 38.
Ready. 70 Timberwolves.
1st down throw here from Milrow. This is brought in. Big gain for Smith and Jigba. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
That's a pro's pro right there. That is one heck of an experienced catch. He made sure to secure the ball, but he also knew exactly where the sideline was to get both feet down.
Markers are reset. Here we go. Ball at the 44. Here's Milrow. 1st and 10. Completed to his running back. And this one does not go far.
Dude, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. And one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
Milrow from the gun. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he's taken down at the 30. That's going to go as a gain of 13 yards. And that gives the Seahawks the first.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, it's a difficult on the defense.
And he stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1 at the 21-yard line.
Ready.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1.
Get it. Ready.
RPO, quick of Shaheed. And they'll get there and stop him at the line.
You call that receiver screen, and every once in a while, that wide receiver, well, he's got to be his own blocker. He's got to make the first guy or two miss. That didn't happen. Play goes nowhere.
All right, 2 yards to go here on third down on what will be the 9th play of this impressive drive. It's a design run for Milroe. And he slides down with enough to pick up that first.
When they draw up these plays for the quarterback, these are the type of results they're expecting, Kate. Something that could tear a hole in the defense, move the chains, and just as importantly, and maybe most importantly, put a seed of doubt and thought into that defensive mind that the QB can run at any time.
Walker on first down. And he gets a few on the plunge forward.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
On that first down run. Here's 2nd and 6.
Captain 11, Captain 11. 18 Cardinal, 18.
Shotgun now for Milroe. Dump off caught by his back. And that play is brought to a halt. So they're going to say at the 5-yard line.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them. And the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
To the line. Here's 3rd and 3.
Go! Ready.
Trying to run for it. Kamara. And he gets in. Touchdown! The Seahawks take a 4th-quarter lead. Alvin Kamara, the touchdown. Now they'll see if they can tack on one more. He connects on the extra point try. And the Seahawks break that tie and now lead by 7. Dixon to kick this one away. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. So it's good field position for the Colts as they get set 1st and 10.
Come on, come on.
Hand off to the back. And he'll take this ahead for 7. We've got 2nd and 3 now.
That is just a great drive start. What every offense wants. Gives you a little bit of energy, a little juice, and now a really manageable 2nd down.
So we're down to the 2-minute warning here from Seattle. Colts losing by 7.
Got it. Ready?
2nd and 3 now.
Here we go, here we go.
Back-to-back carries here. Past midfield to the 45. Inside the 25. It's an Indianapolis touchdown. The Colts cut it to a point late in this one. So they get the all-important touchdown here late in the game, Brock. Now the question, play for the tie or go for 2 and the lead?
And I know they've got all these charts and numbers and analytics to tell you what to do, but this comes down to the gut and the trust of the head coach. Does he trust his offense more to go get this 2-point conversion, or is he going to lean into his defense and believe that they can get the stop?
And he wasn't chancing a return there, putting it out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And into the line, the Seahawks in a good spot as they prepare for this 1st and 10.
Get it. Come back team. Rocco 80.
Back to throw. One pass brought in. And he's going to be driven out, but a nice pickup. Gained about 8, 2nd down.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for in 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
Ready, ready. Gravity lying.
This is Walker on 2nd. Defender gets to him right around the line. It's going to be marked as no gain. So, Brock, that means 3rd down coming up.
I know these DNs love to get to the quarterback. I know that sacks many times equals a bigger payday. But doing the dirty work, playing the run well, that's what the best of the ends do in this league.
Here he is to throw. He's incomplete. He keeps feeding it to his back, but this one, a rare miss. That's going to bring up fourth down.
The numbers tell us pretty clearly, you get to third and long, extra long, it's really hard to stay on the field. That's disappointing because that was third and manageable and an incomplete.
Tie game, and they want to be the ones to put this away. They're going for it.
60 by 6.
Looking to throw it. That's caught. Here's Arroyo. And he'll be brought down after getting it to the 47-yard line. That's a gain of 10, and staring at that turnover on downs. Instead, they pick up the first.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
Here's first and 10 from the 47. Setting up to pass. Looking slant route, complete. He's hauled out of bounds as he takes this down to the 30. The big play nets him 17 yards. And that means a fresh set of downs for Seattle.
Boy, they sure found the right route at the right time to hit the soft spot in that coverage. And that slant, it goes for big yardage.
Wary of the clock here, Brock, but at least all their timeouts are still available. It's first and 10.
Hawk 70, Hawk 70. Ready, ready.
Hand off to Walker from the gun. He has room past the 25. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with first and goal.
Best run games in this league at balance. Can run it inside, because they just showed right there doing damage on the outside.
Now we get a timeout from the Colts. That's their first. And they still have two available for them as we approach the end of this game. They're all set up for the game winner. Let's see how they approach it, starting with this first and goal. Running with Walker again. And he's into the front for a gain of about 2. Timeout Indianapolis. That's in second. And they're still going to have one left at their disposal. Here's second and goal from the 6. Trying again, Walker. And the defense wins this rep. That's stopped at the line, and now they've got third and goal. The Colts take a timeout. That's their last one. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least. Big play coming up here as everyone gets set for third and goal. Trying to run it with Walker. And they're going to do it, Brock. They break the tie in the final minute. It's a touchdown. So how about the determination there? This game has been as hard fought as you will see. They grab hold of the lead here with a late touchdown, and they just win the ball game.
You could almost feel them saying, Kate, we don't want overtime. Let's go out and get it done now. They accomplished their goal, but you do have to ask the question, do they leave too much time on the clock? Stay tuned.
Okay, well, that one's over the 20, the landing zone, and almost everything else we got here today. So that football coming out to our 35-yard line. So it's good field position for the Colts as they get set, first and 10. Here he is to throw. And they get to him way behind the line on this one and take him down. Colts operating from the hurry up, rushing back to the line. So early movement from the backfield, Brock. They jumped the gun a bit, and that brings out the flag. One of the most common penalties in the sport. And the reaction, it's the same every time, Brock. Frustration from the coach as they get backed up 5 yards. He'll look to throw it. And this won't be caught. Clock is going to stop. We've got 14 seconds to go.
Hate to be Mr. Negative guy, but a sack 2 plays ago, an incompletion right there. All that's missing, Kate, is an interception on this play, and you're going to hand this quarterback a misfortune trifecta that nobody wants.
The defender was waiting for that one to make a play on it, knocked it away, forcing fourth down.
You know exactly what he's thinking. Hopefully next time it's a little bit easier. The degree of difficulty on that one high. Throwing to double coverage, Odds are against you.
And it's incomplete. They dialed up their best effort, Brock, and they come up empty. That's going to be a turnover on downs.
Here we go.
No timeouts remaining here, partners, so they can just run out this clock. It's a design keeper for Milrow. So it's a win for the Seahawks. Well, Brock, the playoffs didn't materialize for them this year, but at least they were able to rally together here in this final week and close the campaign out with a victory.
What defines my name? What defines my name?